Welcome back, everybody. While hair salons are slowly opening up again across the country, good luck if you can get an appointment anytime soon. It's really, really tough. So, in the interim, here to really help us through this tough time of lockdown hair problems, the man with the solutions, really, celebrity hairstylist Matthew Collins. Great to see your face all the way from Los Angeles. We need you, and how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? I missed you. It's been so long. It's nice to see your faces.
We missed you too, Matthew. It's so good to see you. Let's dive right in because I think a lot of people who are at home and doing a lot
Yeah.
of Zoom meetings, they are having a hard time to say the least. So, what's your basic advice on how to manage our lesser maintained hair at this time?
I think like looser and natural is better. If anything's too tight or harsh, it'll tend to show your roots, especially if you have really tattered ends. If you straighten your hair too much, it'll really show those ends. So we're trying to kind of keep natural movement, natural texture, and looser and not tighter is going to make it look softer, more natural, and hide those root situations or tattered ends because we haven't been able to get a haircut and might not for a long time.
I hear you. Even though my go-to easy look is like a slick top knot, there's two tones happening. There's like highlighted brownie, goldy caramel, and then there's gray. So when I slick
Yeah.
it, that's all that you actually see. And so you say
Yes.
that I got a little halo happening right here. So you
Yeah.
say that a looser top knot is an option. So take us through that first look.
Okay, and I got you at the end because even if you're putting it in the slick, we're going to come back to that, and I got your problem
Okay.
solving for that one too. Okay, so the first thing I did is I already have her in a ponytail, and I think what's very important, don't worry about making this area too slick. As we said, it's harsh and you're going to expose your grays. If you leave a little piece out here, just on either side of the part, even if at the temple areas you left a couple pieces out, it's going to draw the attention to these pieces versus what's happening all around here. That's the first thing. The second thing that you can do is slowly start to kind of pull out this stuff to make it look a little bit messy because we're going to be looking at this and not what's happening at the roots. But lastly, we want to put this into a top knot because if we put this in a top knot, when you're on that Zoom call, people are going to be looking at what's happening on the top of your head and what's happening around your face, and their eyes aren't gonna go directly to your root area. So I wanna show you guys a little bit of a funner way to do a top knot. So what I'm gonna do is I take the hair and I evenly distribute it into two sections. But first, if you guys notice, I put this top knot quite high on the top of the head. You do not want to be any further back than this because it's a Zoom call. Just like red carpet work, you only see this much of the head, really. No one's taking
Yeah.
a picture of the back. So it's all we have to worry about. If the back isn't perfect and it's lumpy, that's okay. In normal life, we have to worry about that. Today, we don't. So very simple. I grab the hair in two pieces. And all I'm going to do is go through and do knots to it. I do one knot, I take the
No
hair all
way.
together, do another knot, and I'm going to do one last knot here. But what's
Oh my God, I could
important,
totally do that.
exactly, but you see, I leave these ends out. I bring it
Okay.
forward and I wrap it around. I
Oh,
want to pin these
yes.
pieces in here. So I'm just gonna, and always, like I always say on the show, make sure to not open up your bobby pin because if you open it up, it's gonna be pushed out. But we don't want to end here. We want to start to grab some pieces and pull them down. You can leave it this high if you want, but you see, I grab a piece to the side, I bring it, and I pop it in. I grab a piece at the side, I bring it, and I pop it in. The same thing on the back. I want to cover this area
Yes.
up. So I grab the hair, I hold the bun, and now that
Oh
is
my
the
God,
elastic.
brilliant.
And again, on this side, I don't open up my bobby pin. I go past this piece. And you see when I grab it, I go
Yeah.
over and then I tuck it in right under the elastic. And that really locks it into place.
So
Oh my
cute.
God, I am so doing that.
Yeah, it's super easy. We don't have to worry about twisting and holding pieces together because we knotted it, it stays into place.
So, Matthew, I've been gravitating towards just sort of a loose wave down look lately, which you say is actually also a good way to hide grays or maybe even any bad at home trim jobs. Tell us about your favorite way to get that kind of easy breezy loose wave look.
So my favorite way is a straightener, especially because a straightener will smooth it out a little bit more than a curling iron. So we're going to make any tattered or damaged ends look a little bit smoother. And it's a really easy way to create texture without having skill or ability in curling and texturizing your hair. It's going to be the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to show you in a few sections here. I'm going to do one underneath and then one on top. And I want you guys to see the difference of just by doing a small change. So when I have this piece here, I'm going to keep my flat iron horizontal so it's parallel to the floor. And what I do is I grab the hair, twist my wrist, twist my wrist, twist my wrist. And I continue to do this throughout the ends. And you see how now that's created a nice, easy, relaxed wave. If you want to create the same pattern, but much stronger, you're just going to pause. So see what I do here is I twist it and I release and I pause. Then I twist it and I release and I pause. Twist it, I release and I pause. Twist it, release and I pause. And it's just going a little bit slower. And then you can see the difference of how pronounced this wave is versus the other wave. It's just that little pause. And you could go very quickly through the whole head. And then just at the money pieces around your face is when you're going to take a little bit extra time to create that extra bubble.
So what about the part? Like if we're trying to especially hide grays, any recommendations about how we should part our hair?
Yes, absolutely. So my favorite one is you find your part. So I take my tail comb and I go just past the initial part. Then I need to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I really need to make sure this tail comb is tight against the scalp. And then you see I separate this hair like this. It's hard to tell right here, but I want you guys to look at this a little closer. You see how it started, it just messed up that part. And what it's doing is it's making, if your hair is blonde and you have dark roots, is there's little pieces of blonde that are going over top of the dark. So it's just kind of masking it and blurring that line a little bit.
All right, we keep talking about covering roots. I literally cannot tell you how much gray I have. So I asked you off the top, we're so desperate. How are we finally going to just cover them?
Okay, so like I said before, I got you, Mel, you got grays. We got to help you out a little bit. So obviously, most of these gray cover-up sprays come with a little spray, little nozzle. So it's easy to spray it further away from the head. But when we do it around our hairline, we don't want to get that darkness on our skin. So this is when you grab your comb. Let me try to get it there. Yeah, you want to grab your comb and use the fine teeth of the comb. So I find the hairline, and with the little teeth here, we want to go in the direction of the hair, and I start spraying it through the comb around the hairline. I'm just giving it a natural line. Once I blend that in at the hairline, then I can start to spray it a little further away. But that's really how you want to protect your hairline, because it's not going to go through that thick part. It's just going to go through there, and it's going to help it look a little bit more natural.
Thanks so much, Matthew. It was a pleasure seeing you. These were great quarantine hair tips. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.